Hello, What Culture Wrestling? My name is Simon Miller, and you are indeed watching Ups and Downs for SmackDown. And we haven't said this in a while, so let's just make everything nice and cozy. So if you are brand new, you know what's going on. We're going to go through SmackDown that aired last night in the United Kingdom in Manchester. Then we're going to give the good bits an up. Then we're going to give the bad bits a down. And there'll be a lot of tomfoolery and idiocy along the way. So enough of this. Let's get to it. Let's up those downs. SmackDown started with Paige introducing the best in the world, Shane McMahon. Did somebody just say Shane McMahon? Shane McMahon is the best in the world. We can never change that. It's never going to go away. It's going to be on TV for weeks, months, years, maybe even decades. The semen, the thing that came out of Vince McMahon's testicles, that's not how it works, but you know what I mean, is the best in the world. Now, it is ridiculous, and I would suggest you go and watch my Ups and Downs for Crown Jewel to get my real thoughts on this, but because it is so dumb, it keeps making me laugh, and you know what? I need to laugh today. Getting up. Shane said he's not the best in the world, although I've seen clothes that contradict such a statement, and he only did this because he wanted to support the SmackDown locker room. But don't be confused, this is 100% a heel turn. Announced the Bar versus AOP for Survivor Series and ran down all the other matches too before saying, I want to introduce you to the captain for Team SmackDown at the upcoming pay-per-view. And yes, it is indeed gonna be Daniel Bryan. That annoyed The Miz, so he came out and said that he deserved to be captain. And for some reason, Shane McMahon agreed, and now we've got co-captains, Daniel Bryan and The Miz, and they'll both be on the team to begin with. But this was just bad management. If you have made a decision before the show known as SmackDown starts, you don't go live on air and then change your mind halfway through. That's crazy. You're going to run this place into the ground. It continued backstage, and this is where it got a lot better, and The Miz and Daniel Bryan, they were bickering, but they did agree to choose each individual member for their team. And The Miz started with, of course, the best in the world, Shane McMahon. He gonna go to Survivor Series. WWE then confused my brain, because not only do we have the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches between Team Raw and Team SmackDown, but we're also gonna have a tag team match, and that's gonna be 10-on-10, and then we segue into a match where the Usos will take on the New Day, and whoever won that would be the captain of the Survivor Series team. And I was like, wait, I thought The Miz and Daniel Bryan were the captains, but then I figured it out, so I'm a bit stupid, but I got there. Great match, getting up. Both seemed to want to put on a really good performance here and just flew around the ring as if nothing else mattered. And there was also a bit where Kofi Kingston was hanging off the top rope, Xavier Woods started playing his trombone, and Kofi Kingston, he just wiggled like he was having some kind of aneurysm. I shouldn't have laughed. It shouldn't have been funny. I really laughed. Ended with a big splash from Jay, meaning that Usos won, but because they're buddies, because they're friends, because they respect each other, the Usos reached out their hands and said, look, the New Day, there would be no tag team division on SmackDown if it wasn't for you. Isn't true, by the way. Tag team wrestling, been around for ages. But anyway, come join the team. There's your first 5 members. Another up because The Miz and Daniel Bryan just work well together. Oh yeah, up. Here, Daniel was telling the A-lister that he's made another choice and it is indeed going to be Rey Mysterio. And they also agreed that the main event of SmackDown would be Jeff Hardy versus Samoa Joe, and whoever won that would be the final member of Team SmackDown. Look, there wasn't much more to it than that, but it was good. It was all right. These two have a chemistry. We know that. I'm sure it will lead to continuing their feud on at some point down the road. Imagine Shane McMahon's going to be involved. In fact, now I actually think it could be Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon, or maybe even a triple threat at WrestleMania 35, but I'll explain that later. Becky Lynch next, and she gets an up. Because of course she does. Started with her ripping off a Ronda Rousey t-shirt to reveal one of her own underneath, and then she just laid waste to the Raw's Women champ using her words, said that she was the chosen one, and while she may have insulted her on Raw, Becky Lynch had to work for everything that she got. It's kind of true. Then, however, she decided she wanted a random match, and that is when we get to the first down. Why? Because Nikki Cross answered this challenge, and on paper, that sounds great. Becky Lynch versus Nikki Cross, especially because Cross is being awesome down in NXT at the moment. But really, it just highlighted everything that is wrong with this system. For starters, she came out with Sanity, who we haven't seen on Tuesday nights for around about 722,000 years, and then, after she walked to the ring and cut an alright promo saying, Becky Lynch, I'm going to take you on, Becky Lynch just beat her, tossed her aside, like she was a piece of broccoli you don't want to eat. Now, of course, it is nice to perform in front of your kind of hometown crowd, and I'm sure she's got memories forever, But again, what good did this do for Nikki Cross, for an audience member that has never seen her? They don't watch NXT. They don't know who she was. All of a sudden, it's just like, oh, it's just some person that came out and got beat by Becky Lynch. I don't have to worry about that person. And it doesn't work. We shouldn't do that. Make these people feel important. And yeah, we'll forget about it sooner rather than later. And really, once this video's over, I'll just forget about it too. But it doesn't mean it was the right thing to do. Back to more Miz and Daniel Bryan stuff after Daniel Bryan had photobombed The Miz, and I actually jumped the gun a bit earlier because it was this segment where The Miz said, my pick for the main event is Samoa Joe, and Daniel Bryan said, oh, my pick is Jeff Hardy. But look, there's more bants, as some idiots say, gets enough. Then we got Shinsuke Nakamura promo saying he's going to beat Seth Rollins at the pay-per-view, and as I say most weeks, it all just feels like we don't care about Shinsuke anymore, and I don't understand it, and that's also taking the US title and burning it into dust. So it's going to get a down. And we're also going to give a down for the fact that Rusev wasn't on this damn show at all. And if he was, I forgot about it, but that wouldn't make sense at all. I don't forget about these things. I watch it and I report it here. Another down. It was Rey Mysterio going up against Andrade Cien Almas after this. And I tell you what, not only was it an up, it's a golden up. In terms of match quality, that is. It was fast, frantic, and smoother than my bald head. And eventually Rey won after the 619 and a splash. And it's one of those you should go watch right now. Does anybody else think that Almas could have benefited from doing something a little bit bigger here, though? I mean, look, it was awesome to see Rey Mysterio take him on SmackDown. I enjoyed it as a wrestling fan. But couldn't we have built this up? Couldn't we have come up with an idea to make it feel a bit more important than just, it was SmackDown, you want a match? We'll give you a match, we don't care, we're drunk WWE. It was kinda what Steve Austin was talking about around about 20 years or so ago. Just saying, just throwing it out there like a dart, sailing into somebody's head. But look, we had a cool finish to this. We had a cool fallout because afterwards, Randy Orton came in. He gave Rey Mysterio an RKO. And as I said at Crown Jewel Ups and Downs, I'm alright to see more Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio. They work really well together. Basic AJ Styles promo followed, and he's going to beat Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. Yeah, right you are, AJ. And if you do, the only reason will be because Braun Strowman gets involved to try and get some revenge. But look, AJ's great. He's now been champion for a year, which just blows my brain in the best possible way. Yeah, no. A down now, though, as we just threw the women into one segment, which I thought we weren't going to do anymore. Down. Whereas the men had an episode-long angle to confirm their Survivor Series team, here, Paige just walked out and went, you want the 5 women who are going to be on the Survivor Series team? Here you go. There you go. Don't worry about it. I understand we only have so much time, but I think we could have done more than this. It will be Naomi, Sonya Deville, Carmella, Asuka, and Charlotte Flair. Although, when Charlotte was announced to the ring, she never arrived, playing off all her insecurities from 7 days ago. This meant Mandy Rose turned up and basically just insulted all the women, including her friend Sonya Deville. That pissed Naomi off. They had a little bit of a brawl, and I guess this is all going to tie in somehow, but it also felt really lackluster and boring. Then Samoa Joe beat Jeff Hardy to get in the men's Survivor Series team. It was pretty good. Up. Not much to say because it was just the match, and the ending came after Samoa Joe got those dastardly knees up when Jeff Hardy was going for a swanton bomb. That allowed Joe to lock in the Kakita clutch. Jeff Hardy tapped. Rest is history. Samoa Joe is crazy though, so afterwards he got on Daniel Bryan's face, who had been on commentary. That annoyed Bryan, so he started punching him. They had a fight, and he got him in the yes lock eventually. But the Miz was like, wait, what's going on? He's meant to be on our team. So he started to pull Daniel Bryan off, so Daniel Bryan punched him. And when Shane McMahon came in to try and sort it out, Daniel attacked him as well before leaving, going, yes, yes, this is what I do. So yeah, going back to my earlier point, I think we're planting seeds here for some kind of WrestleMania match between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, and maybe even The Miz. I guess, they were the co-GM / Commissioner GM combo back in the day. I don't know. You tell me. Do you want to see that? Do I want to see that? I don't know if I do. Which brought us to the end of SmackDown, and look, it was much better than Raw, but it was also another episode that was kind of just there and didn't do anything to excite me, the match. Like, it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad. I enjoyed myself, but we need something. We need a big turn, or we need a big storyline. Give me something, please, WWE. Give me something. Give me something. Thanks. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about all of this. Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com and read yourself some articles. And follow What Culture on Twitter, What Culture WWE. My name is Simon from What Culture. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, joining me on this ups and downs journey.